On the grid now to 5 red lights. Elias on pole. Sleek right beside them. And it's lights out and away we go. And I think Elias did get the pretty good getaway. Sleek there having a massive snap of oversteer. Losing P2 right off the start. Down in P10. And they might even lose even more positions off the start. Both the Saubers up to P2 and P3. Great start from those two. Neb down the inside of Atom. Are they going to be able to keep it? Slight wheel bang on the exit. And round the outside of Atom goes into turn 4, sorry, and we already have a virtual safety car as there is a crash at the back involving the Williams and Mighty King. Moved ICU getting past and Techaby as well. Both McLarens making moves right as the green flags start waving. ICU dropping a few positions as well there. Zalagi down the inside of Elias into the final corner, and I think even Atom was there as well, but Elias holds it around the outside, retakes the lead of the race side by side going through the final corner. Excellent racing between these two to not make any contact, and Elias is in the lead, but they're still going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1, into turn 2. Who is going to be the best driver out of this? Is it going to be Elias? Is it going to be Zalagi? And through the corner, and it's still going to be side by side. Absolutely amazing racing between these two drivers, and Elias is still going to keep the inside, but with Zalagi with a better traction around the outside, going to have the inside for turn 5, and Zalagi does get the place. Is Elias going to try and fight it around the outside? He doesn't have the space to do so. Atom is trying to battle this as well as we go into turn 7. Jay Snowy is going to go side by side with the McLaren. Jay Snowy might even get past Atom as well. Both of them do. And Jay Snowy, absolutely from nowhere, is going to try and take P3, but Atom comes back on him down the inside into the final corner, retakes P3. Techaby as well going side by side with the Sauber as well. So Jay Snowy, who was in P3 for moments, is now finding himself back in P5. Jay Snowy now down the inside going into turn 1 and 2. And it's going to be 3 wide. Atom on the inside, Reese on the outside. I believe that's the thing that was. Or it might still be Neb. And Neb is still on the inside there going into turn 2. Turn 3, sorry. Atom has the outside. Neb gets stabbed there and into the wall he goes. And I think that was Snowy just behind them that absolutely tapped Neb accidentally, and he gets sent spinning to the absolute back of the grid. But with the DRS, it's just going to be absolutely soaring for Elias. He's going to be soaring, flying like they were in High School Musical, although he has overshot the turn a little bit. Zalagi now down the inside, and I think despite the overshoot with Elias, is he still going to hold first? He gets a slight snap out of turn 16, and it's going to be a drag race into turn 1. Zalagi or Elias? Who's it going to be? Elias is just in front as we go into turn 1. Who is it going to be? And I think it might be Zalagi. I think Jay Snowy might even try and get through to the through into the lead. They tried to go around the outside, couldn't find the space. Zalagi down the inside, Elias around the outside with the better traction. Elias keeps the lead of the race. Zalagi staying in P2. Jay Snowy just doesn't have the space to try and make the overtake. But with DRS, is Zalagi maybe going to try and dive down the inside? Jay Snowy doesn't seem to be getting closer. Zalagi tries it around the outside. Elias still in the lead, but Zalagi will try and get the inside. But Elias defends that very nicely. And by the looks of it, Elias is still going to keep that lead. And Zalagi is going to stay behind. Oh, massive snap for Zalagi. That might give Jay Snowy the chance to make a move around the outside of the Sauber into turn 5 and into turn 6. Is Jay Snowy going to be able to make the move? He can't do it around the outside. Tries to look for the switchback, but Zalagi is just there on his inside, blocking him from turning in. Raven there in the background into P15, going side by side with FIFA's, and he's going to have the outside for turn 3. Is he going to be able to stay in front? A bit of contact. FIFA's holds the inside. Bit of contact with FIFA's and Alec. Raven there, still in P16, waiting to pick up the scraps. FIFA's and Alec going to go side by side, and FIFA's with just some much late breaks there. Raven there making a slight mistake there, blocking the rears there. Oh, Zalagi into the pits there. A bit too early, I presume, going to hards to the end of the race. So Elias stopping now. The two Saubers coming down the pit straight right now. Is Elias going to be able to be in front of them? No, they aren't. Elias not making the best strategy call there. Into P5 he is. Atom, Jay Snowy, 1.3 seconds. Here we go. Elias past 1. Can Techaby get past Atom as well? Elias up into P4. More to come. Track limits warning there, but Elias now setting his mark, 32.7. Oh, and he is going to switch to the outside of Atom round the outside. What a move that was from Elias to take P3. But he's still going to be under pressure, though, by the kick Sauber. Little bit of contact going through turn 2, but into turn 3. Elias with the inside, and he just gets that move, and he's up into P3. Techby P2, Jay Snowy in the lead. Oh, Elias through on Techby. I wasn't even looking at that. When did that happen? I was just reading the chat and then I look up and see Elias down the inside of Techby. Leak into P8. Oh, we have a safety car. Oh, that's Alec. Alec has crashed on the exit of turn 8. You can see his tyre there in the wall. Safety car. This is spicing things up. Power into the pits. Ben Agnew, Sleek, Reese, Tano. Everyone is heading into the pits. I think Jay Snowy and those will get round. Although, will they? No, the safety car's caught them up. Oh, is this just thrown away? The top 5 getting caught by the safety car. And they are going to have to drive around the lap before they can pit. Yes, Elias stays out. Like I said, Techby coming in as well. Yeah, all of them coming in apart from Elias. Elias still thinks he has the pace in his tyres. Ooh. Very interesting. The other 4, like I say, like I said, pitting. Ooh, safety car in. That's a very late call in. Elias might get limited by the throttle here. When is he going to go, though? He's probably still going to be limited, but now he's gone out the final corner. Pow, is he going to be able to make the overtake? But Elias does have the speed, surprisingly, on those old mediums to keep in front. If we look behind, Jay Snowy making a move on Toby. It looks like Techby is in that as well. And now Techby is going to go too wide with Jay Snowy. Is he going to be able to get past? Down the inside he goes. And I think he is going to get that move just about. Yes, he does, although Jay Snowy is going to hold that round the outside. We'll probably have the inside for turn 6. And Techby goes down 3 wide going into turn 6. And there's a bit of contact. And all 3 of them go off track. And that allows Toby to get past. And Atom going 3 wide with them already again into turn 7. And there's a lot of ghosting going on at the moment as Atom and Techby ghosted into each other. Zalagi and Jay Snowy side by side. Jay Snowy down the inside, isn't able to get the move as Zalagi holds it around the outside. Techby now with a 10th place penalty for cutting the corner that might get removed depending on what he did. Jay Snowy, I think that was Atom down the inside of Techby, and he isn't able to get the move. Zalagi, Jay Snowy making the move on Neb Restroom. Neb around the outside might even get under pressure by Mighty King as well. Mighty King will ride on board with him, and he is already past the Aston Martin, and he's going to get the slipstream of Jay Snowy as well. Up the front, Mighty King, Pow, Sleek going for the inside. On the Aston Martin, and is he going to be through? He's still going to hold it around the inside. He's not completely clear. Now he is. Sleek into P2, which is where he started in the race. So Elias, the pole sitter in P1, Sleek starting in P2. He's back into P2 after that very unfortunate start. But Power is going to be looking to go around the outside of the Haas. Is going to be able to break latest. He is going to be able to. The Alpine, though, is on his inside of Ben Agnew. It's from a small bit of contact. And Pow is sent wide there with that contact, and is now going to be under pressure by Reese going around the outside of turn 3. Reese gets the position on Pow. Tano is going to be the next driver to get past the Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin is just too far. But look at the Tano dive bomb. He nearly gets it, but locks the Riz and has to settle behind in P6. Sleek is catching up on Elias, switches to the inside. Is Ben Agnew going to try and have a move on Elias as well? And is he going to try and get into the lead as well? Is he going to be able to break latest? Sleek is the latest on the break slightly. And Ben Agnew is going to go side by side with Elias. Elias is able to not get the position, and Ben Agnew and Sleek get past. Is Ben Agnew now going to be able to get into the lead of the race? Is he going to try to go around the inside? Yes, he does. Ben Agnew right through them. As we look further down the order, Wizzy Boy, Zalagi, Jay Snowy all in their battle. Jay Snowy goes down the inside of Wizzy. Is he going to be able to clear Wizzy on the exit? Small bit of contact, and I think he does. But Zalagi there is going to try and make the move around the outside of the Haas. and he isn't able to get it. Small bit of contact as well yet again, and Zalagi down the inside is going to be able to clear the Hasses to go into turn 9. And he's still going to be there on the inside. Why are we getting this awful camera angle? No, he isn't. Wizzy Boy now on the inside of the Kick Sauber. And the Red Bull has to stay behind. And Reese isn't able to, or Reese stays in front. Tano and Elias now going side by side. Tano might even try and get the send on Reese, but isn't able to. Elias goes a little bit wide to try and make room for Tano. But Techabi is able to get back down the inside of Elias. And Techabi into P5. Pau here is going to be under pressure by Atom going around the inside, and I think Atom is going to clear that. Even Jay Snowy might even try and clear the Aston Martin, but isn't able to. Only the Kick Sauber of Atom is able to get past Pau, and I think Jay Snowy does get the position on the Kick Sauber. Both the Aston Martins there about to make a collision there, as Neb Restream is going to go down the inside of Zalagi, and is Neb going to be able to get this place, and they are still going to go side by side. Look how close they are, absolutely millimeters from colliding, probably touching tires, but Neb does get the position on the Kick Sauber. Atom and Elias going side by side there. Who is going to be the leading driver out of this battle? And it might be Elias down the inside of turn 7. And it is going to be Elias. As you can see there, he's already pulled up alongside. And I think Techabi has got that done. Sleek and Ben Agnew again trading places. But is that going to change again going on to the next lap? We'll have to see. But as it looks like Techabi is going to be in P3, Reese in P4, and Tano in P5. Let's see if Ben Agnew will be able to get back in front of Sleek going down the straight. I think he had a slight snap out of the final corner, which might not give him the speed that he needs to, but he is going to send one to the inside. Ben Agnew back into the lead of the race, switching every single lap. And Sleek is very close, but just isn't able to make the switch back. Techabi in P3, just looking at this as well. Reese in P4, Tano in P5. All of these three drivers are just looking at this. Atom and Jay Snowy might be in a small bit of a battle, and I think Atom is going to make a send down the inside of the Haas, and he's completely overshot the corner, and he's going to lose 3, 4, maybe 5 places, and he's going to be behind the Aston Martin of Power, but he's going to go side by side with the Aston Martin, but isn't able to get the cutback that he needs to try and get past Atom, now back down in P11. Ben Agnew, though, is in a slight bit of bother, because even if he wins, he does have that 3 seconds, and if he's trading places all the time with Sleek, he might not be able to. But Techabi down the inside of Ben Agnew. Will Techabi be able to separate that party? And then they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 16, and Techabi just gets in front of Ben Agnew. Ben Agnew with a massive slide, and Reese might even get the speed that he needs to try and get past Ben Agnew, which he does. Reese now into P3 and might even try and challenge Techabi round the outside of turn 1 and turn 2. Can he make the move? But Tano with Techabi with some awesome driving there, not able to give him the place. Tano now goes around the outside of Reese, and are they going to collide? They're just about keeping it clean, but he gets shoved off the track there by Reese, and has a massive snap coming back onto the track. And he is going to lose the position to Ben Agnew and Elias and even Jay Snowy. Elias and Ben Agnew were looking to go side by side there, and Jay Snowy gets in front of Elias as well. But Techabi is going to try and burn everything to try and get past Sleek on the final lap, and he is going to have DRS burn everything with his ERS. Is he going to go for a massive send into the final corner? I don't think he has to, because he's already past Sleek going into the final corner, but Sleek is going to hold it around the inside into turn 15, into turn 16. Techabi is going to have to try and keep his car on the inside, and they managed to keep it clean. Sleek has to go off track, drag race to the end, and it's Techabi. Sleek wins it on pens. But I think it was Techabi who just got across the line first. Not sure if he will be able to get that penalty removed. But what a finish that was. That was a quick finish by all of the drivers. Oh my days. That was absolutely chaotic after that safety car. Sleek will win the Chinese Grand Prix there with Reese in P2. Jay Snowy then will finish in P3 with Elias in P4. Tano then will take home P5 with Neb Restream in P6. Zalagi in P7 with Power in P8. Benagnu with that 3-second time penalty demotes himself into P9 with Atom as well in P10. Mighty King will finish in P11 with Toby in P12. And then it's Tetraby to finish in P13 with that 10 seconds. But like I said, could potentially get that win if he can get that 10 seconds removed. Wizzy Boy will finish in P14 with Fifas in P15. And then the non-finishers are Alec, Raven, ICU, and the Williams as well.